In a park, there grows an oak tree. On one branch sits two acorns. Born from the same tree, attached to the same branch, they appear almost identical. A strong gust manages to sever one of them, the acorn landing softly on the ground with a thud. Upon the impact, a tiny crack forms in its tender shell. These two specimens are now able to be perceived as different. This considered, I ask you a question. Which of these two specimens is more deserving of being called an acorn? The question may sound ridiculous, because it is. Despite their differences, these are both acorns. You can still recognize each individual specimen as such. I defend my question, stating that their features are distinct from one another. The specimen on the ground is cracked, meaning that the shell has been ruptured and gotten one step closer to becoming an oak tree. Surely I would not call their mother tree an acorn. Their differences lie in their essence, their traits, their individuality. The fallen acorn has progressed farther in the pursuit of becoming another tree than its counterpart, if only by a bit. Despite an acorn possessing the ability to become an oak tree, it itself is not an oak tree. If so, there must come a point where the actual acorn can no longer be considered an acorn, but a tree. But where is that point? Is there a gradual transition? Is it abrupt? Must a variety of factors be met to achieve this definition? These questions will lead you to no concrete answer, as it is arbitrary. Even if the question remains rather meaningless, and our failure to properly answer it, it demonstrates our inability to truly understand the nature of something that cannot be answered in every conceivable manner. I believe that objective truth is out there, but the flaws in our ability to perceive hinder it from our sights. We are bound to the realm of subjectivity, and empirical testing, in other words, scientific method, is our best glimpse at the objective of our reality. Does this mean that labels are pointless if they cannot tell us everything? No, they are far from it. If I name off a list of chemicals to describe an object you have, it can be difficult for anyone to interpret what you are actually talking about, even if that object is little more than your ordinary apple. That list is more telling of the actual composition, but it fails at something even more important: communication. If you can't communicate an idea to others, no matter how well researched it is, you will fail to give them proper understanding of what it is you intend to say. This is an idea used in professional settings, utilized in the diagnostic process. To quote the National Center for Biotechnology Information, the continuous process of information gathering, integration, and interpretation involves hypothesis generation and updating prior probabilities as more information is learned. Communication among healthcare professionals, the patient, and the patient's family members is critical in this cycle of information gathering, integration, and interpretation. It is by individual analysis and a culmination of symptoms that allow the diagnosis, a label to communicate to others what the afflicted is dealing with, to be attributed to that patient. It is for these reasons that I see all things as culminations, rather than simply using a label to define absolutely all that it contains within it. I try to avoid generalization the best I can, as there is good and evil in all things, and both must be recognized to treat the subject with neither unworthy praise nor excessive rebuke. There is no knowable truth to when an acorn precisely becomes a tree, but there is a plethora of points to be made in favor of one time or another. What do you think classifies when an acorn becomes an oak tree? If you want to try this sort of deliberation out for yourself, post your thoughts on this question in the comments below. Thanks for watching.